Today is Monday, January the 8th, 2018. Night, Monday Night Live at 9 p.m. Guest is going to be BanDana Gramma. My name's Spudge, and I get to tell you just a little bit about her. My peoples met her at a conference last year, and she's had a channel for roughly a year and a half. Lots of good videos, lots of good information. And her description, as she shares it, reads as follows. Senior mom of 7, sharing my attempts to build an organic mini farm and orchard in the yard of my small suburban homestead, including needlework, baking, cooking, canning, dehydrating, freezing, frugal, financial tips, faith, family, and fun. My goal is to encourage other suburbanites that they can grow a lot on their own food on a small lot. I love to draw inspiration from your stories too. But you know what she hasn't said anything about? Her staff.
I'm standing in my kitchen.
Yep, her staff. Her elves and fairies. So join us tonight. Find out. Take care, folks. Have a wonderful day. The stream will start at 8:57. Take care.
From the Living on a Dime Facebook people. And on page 177, she has barbecue meatballs. So I'm going to give this a try, see how quickly it comes together and what it tastes like. You want to learn the same? Stick around. Fish Fairy would do it.
Ooh. Monday night, we had a quick change in our menu for this evening. We were online with Deep South Homestead last night on their chat, on their live stream. Carol and I looked at each other and figured, who can we get on such short notice? And then I thought, BanDana's in the chat here. And she was also in another chat. So we caught her in between both of them and paid her lots and lots of money so she would come here tonight. Sorry, Colleen, but we gave her yours. But we have BanDana Gramma here, an awesome lady. We got to meet her in Virginia at the conference. My granddaughter, Kaylee, has created her one, but painted several bandanas and sent to her. And I showed her that video that she did this past weekend. And I said, look what she has on her head. And that was the polka dot bandana that Kaylee did all freehand, I guess you could say it. So I think now's a good time to bring her out of hiding.
You think?
I think so. There she is.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you, Grandpa's Place. I appreciate that. Anybody questions, put them in all caps so we can definitely see them. See, June, you're right. It was that $2 thing.
And it just so you all know, I don't normally wear one of these bandana thingies, but we thought we would tonight. Just
It's not around. It's not.
I'm honored
either. And it's not around his neck either, bandana.
And yours isn't over your nose.
No, it isn't. Like a rock
Heather.
do it.
So, what all you got planned for this year? Anything in particular? You got conferences lined up, or?
I do indeed.
We know
I've already got my tickets on the way. Whoops. I think, do I need to turn my sound down more?
No, you're fine.
You're fine.
Oh, okay. I can hear it back washing on me. Okay. I already have my tickets ordered for the Homesteaders of America conference, October 12th and 13th in Front Royal, Virginia. And I'm looking forward to that. And I guess I'll see you guys there too, correct?
More
We
likely.
are certainly planning on being there.
Good.
Absolutely.
Good. We had a good time last time.
Yes, it was a very enjoyable time. And
I think I'm going to try and get a table this year and have my crafts there. So I got to keep busy all year to get enough inventory to have a table.
Well, that'll be nice.
Oh yeah, those mittens that she does, those look awfully soft and warm.
Well,
Yeah, I figured if this is in October, then it's just beginning of the cooler weather. It might be a good time to start having the mittens ready to sell. And my ponchos and my slippers.
Oh, I didn't know you did all that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have to save money. I wonder if I can do that.
So, where exactly are you at? Or not exactly by, exact location, but are you?
I'm in Maryland.
You're in Maryland. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Maryland, around the Chesapeake Bay area. And I'm in suburbia. I have only a 9,000 square foot lot on which sits our house and a shed. And I'm trying to grow a whole lot of food in a little 9,000 square foot lot and can it and preserve it. And I got inspired by Jules Gervais. Do you know who he is? He's gone now, but it first inspired me a few years ago when I saw his video on how he raised a ton of food out in the urban area in California and ended up even selling it to restaurants because he could raise so much food for his family.
Yes, I've seen the video. Yeah, it's very, very interesting story.
Yeah, that's what inspired me to really get started.
When in Idaho here, BanDana has a question. What crafts do you make?
Okay, I do crochet, and in crocheting, I make ponchos, and I make slippers, and I make gloves, face gloves, and I make mittens from sewing. I recycle wool sweaters into mittens, and if you're watching my latest videos, you've probably seen those on there. And I also make aprons and clothing. So those are pretty much the crafts I do. Needlework.
So you're not building big wooden craft things or anything like that. It's more in the soft goods.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So with your garden, is it how would you define your gardening style? Is it a back to Eden type garden, or?
It's more or less a back to Eden type garden. I do use a lot of wood chips. I have hugelkultur gardens out there that I dug myself and fill them up with logs and wood and let them, if you don't know what hugelkultur is, the gist of it is that if you bury a lot of rotting wood, it will hold water and feed the soil so that your beds will be fed for up to 10 to 12 years all on their own. And you cover them with compost and all that too. But I've been trying that. So I've dug 2 of those and all by myself with a shovel, 3 feet deep, 8 feet long, 3 feet wide. That's a lot of digging. Yeah, and then I filled it up with wood and leaves and sticks and covered it over with the soil and then covered that with compost and then covered that with the wood chips after I planted.
And tell us about your crops.
I grow a little bit of everything. I have an orchard out there now that I've slowly put in. I've got a dozen fruit trees, apples and pears and peaches, cherries. I've got nectarines and apricot. I've got like 5 or 6 different kinds of berries, and including strawberries in the ground, and then a lot of berry bushes around the perimeter of my property. And I'm trying hard to get my blueberries to do something. I've had them a few years, and they're doing diddly squat. I'm not doing well with my blueberries, but the others are doing pretty well. And as far as vegetables, I've tried everything. Every year I'll have all kinds of winter veggies and spring veggies, and if you name it, I've probably grown it, and I probably have like 30 different kinds of veggies going during the summer.
Wow. So what would you say is your best crop? Would it be tomatoes or
tomatoes and my peppers? Peppers really do well here. I have trouble with blight with my tomatoes, so that can be a problem. And with a small yard, you can't necessarily move them around that much. You know how you're supposed to not grow in the same place in consecutive years if you're having trouble with different diseases and stuff. Well, my yard's only just so big, so I can't move it too often. But I get enough. I get enough to freeze and to can, but I don't get enough to keep me going all winter. So that's what my aim is this year, is to get enough tomatoes going that I can and grow enough to keep going all winter. And I dehydrate too.
And your fruit trees consist of what?
I have like 4 apple, couple of cherry, apricot, nectarine, peach, plums, 2 plums. I've got a dozen fruit trees. I've got a fig tree.
A fig tree?
Yeah, fig tree.
I didn't know they would grow this far north.
Yeah, they do.
I didn't know that.
No, neither did I. We have had a question up here a little bit ago. They want to know if you sell online, if you have like an Etsy store or anything.
I have an Etsy store that I'm just setting up. I don't have anything on it yet because all my crafts I was doing went out for Christmas gifts and giveaways. And so I'm building up my inventory again. And when I do, I will have my Etsy store stocked. I have 2 pairs of mittens now that are ready. These. And these are the ones made from recycled sweaters, and this pair. And they'll be going up. I'll either put them on my Facebook page to sell those first, or I will put them on my Etsy store once I get it stocked.
Now, you use wool sweaters, right?
Yeah, wool sweaters, and I buy them secondhand, and I wash them and dry them so I shrink them, and that makes the weave really tight and more waterproof that way and warmer, and then they're fully lined with fleece on the inside, so they're extremely warm mittens, and then some are embellished with sometimes I put hearts back here, this is like a little V with a button, or I put buttons down here. I embellish them in different ways.
I may have some wool sweaters. I got some from a group a couple of years ago. I was going to make dog beds, but wool, I usually get itchy with wool. So,
with these being lined, that helps a lot.
Exactly. So Gwen in Idaho is asking, what is your favorite crop?
My favorite crop. Oh, let me think. Well, I love my fruit. They're baby fruit trees. They're dwarf fruit trees because, like I said, my property is small. And I didn't get too much of a harvest last year, although I was loaded down with nectarines and Asian pears and peaches, and I was doing a happy dance. And then the squirrels get every last one of them in 2 days' time. I had no idea they would do that. They stripped my trees. So this year, I've got to have a plan to cover my fruit trees or buy some of that electric netting that zaps if something gets close. I got to find a way to preserve my fruit this year because they were doing so well.
June Gall is in the chat, and apparently she raises her blueberries in her bedroom.
What?
That's what
That's interesting.
She says, just picked a handful of blueberries in my bedroom.
So I've
never heard of that one.
I guess that's the ultimate container gardening.
June, you may want to explain yourself on this.
How do you sleep? Do you get enough light in there? Can you sleep at night? I don't understand that. They like light.
Goodness. Well, I'll tell you what. For those of you that might be new here tonight, we have a feature where we can open up a phone line.
Okay. Before you do that,
okay.
May I jump in?
Sure.
I'm going to anyway.
Like I got to say in this.
I know. Normally, we do 2 trivias for the 1 hour, usually one on the first half and one on the second half. Tonight, because this is a special night, because she jumped into it. She didn't get time to get butterflies in her tummy. We asked her last night. She had 24 hours. So tonight we're having 3 trivia contests. So when we get ready to do the trivia, when Daryl puts the thing up on the screen, moderators, Angie, thank you. That caught my eye. That's why I couldn't talk. Moderators, once Daryl starts to put that thing for the trivia contest up there, if one of you, doesn't matter, all 3 of you, whatever, 4 of you, we can make a line. So at that point, that's when the guessing starts. And I know some of you don't have the internet power like some others do. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. So we can try and keep down just the regular chit chat until somebody wins.
And then have at it again.
And then we'll have at it again on the second and third one. So
yes,
go ahead.
Angie's Pantry, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Angie.
So anyways, I started to say, we have a feature here where you can call in and talk to BanDana Grandma yourself, ask her questions directly. And
JD says hi to you.
She can talk to who? What?
JD Allison.
Hi, JD Allison. So let me get it brought over here. And the phone line is open. It's not an 800 number. Sorry about that.
Or a 900 number.
No, 9. Well, maybe we could get paid on that.
Yeah, right.
So if you'd like to call in, ask a question, feel free to do so.
Now, June Gall just stated her room is south-facing with double patio doors, so she gets lots of light.
Yep.
So I'll be darned. Would have never thought of doing it inside.
No, not at all.
That was wild.
So anyway, the phone line is open if you want to call in and ask her a question about her gardening
I sent a message to Tara.
Or crafts or
because they
anything
wanted
like
to do
that.
it last week.
So you're planning on going to at least one conference. Are you going to try to make the earlier one in the year? The one in
I can't. The one Deep South?
Well, Deep South is having the meetup in March, and then there's a conference in
the one in Tennessee.
In Tennessee is in May.
Mm-hmm.
No, my husband is retiring in June, and after that, we'll be doing a lot more traveling.
After that, all bets are off.
Mm-hmm.
Angie, the number I hope you can see at the top of the screen, the number to call in is 419-528-8494. Should be right up there at the top.
Okay.
Yes, when in Idaho. Hers is in May. That was where we met Deep South Homestead for the first time.
Yes.
That was
and
when
Alderman Farms and
we went to dinner at Crackle Barrel, and
Starry Hilder and
Wanda was doing her interviewing.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Okay.
We do impressions of people, or is that impersonating?
Impersonating impressions?
I'm not sure which one that is.
I don't know.
I didn't go to that one, but I really enjoyed watching everyone when they put up the videos from the Appalachian Homestead Conference.
Yeah, and that when they were dancing there before it started, I think, wasn't it on Friday? Yeah, that was cool watching that one. Yeah. Deep South Homestead can get down there, I'll tell you that. Oh, our grandson is watching us on the computer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she just said Anthony's yelling by. He seems to think it's Mommy's bedtime, too, not just his.
Grandpa's Place, thanks so much for stopping in. We appreciate it.
Hope you get rid of that flu real soon. That stuff just is flying around everybody.
So many people have the flu now.
Vicki just tried to call and got a recording.
Okay, give it a try again here, because I normally have it turned off so that I don't hear them. And I have it turned on here now. I just double checked.
All right. I see Backwoods just asked if I have a greenhouse. And I did buy a little greenhouse, a little $50 job that was, I don't know, about 4 by 5 feet. And I enjoyed it very much. And I was able to get plants started early and also keep plants started at the end of the season. But the winter was not kind to it, and I'll have to get another one.
Hello, this is Daryl. Who's speaking, please?
Hi, Daryl. This is Vicki with Half Acre Dreams.
Half Acre Dreams.
Vicki.
How are you?
Hi.
How are you this evening?
Good.
Okay.
This is like calling a talk show or something.
Yeah, it is.
Well, very similar. And there was another caller that just called, but I can only take one phone call at a time. So you are in. So, do you have a question for us or for BanDana or?
Well, I wanted to talk to BanDana Gramma, and I've got my thing muted, so I'm not. I guess I'll just hear her over the phone. But I just want to say that she's a total inspiration to me. All the stuff she does, and my question is, where does she get her energy?
Well, I time my videos to when I have it. I don't know exactly. When I got it, I turned the camera on. It's. I try to eat right. I eat too much, but I try to eat the right foods. And when I get inspired, I like to get in there and get her done. And I have my eye on a goal. And if I have my eye on the goal, I can keep going and get it done. But Vicki, I met you when you were with Bev and Two Family Homestead. I saw you on video then, and we said hello over the phone, I think.
That's right, you did.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes. I would love to go to Virginia and meet you in person because you are one of my favorites. Yeah, you're just an inspiration. I love that you're doing what you're doing, and I'm trying to emulate you. So thank you.
Oh, well, that is a huge compliment, and I feel like I'm about to fall off a very high pedestal. Thank you.
No.
Well,
well, thank you. I'm going to watch the rest of it.
Okay, Vicki, thanks for calling.
Vicki, are you still there?
Bye-bye.
Vicki?
She hung up.
She hung up.
Vicki, when we were in Virginia, BanDana and I were sitting up at one of the picnic tables, just chatting, resting our feet, I suppose. And Doug and Stacy walked on by, and they stopped, and they were sort of chatting with people. And Doug stopped and looked at BanDana and said, "Hey, BanDana, how are you?" And she just had this puzzled look on her face.
Yeah, I remember
think
that.
there was something like, "I didn't think you knew who I was." And Doug said, "Everyone knows who BanDana Gramma is." Isn't that something similar to what Doug said?
Yeah, he pointed to my bandana. He said, "I know who you are."
That was a dead giveaway.
This
Hello?
This is Daryl. Who's calling, please? Hello. You're going to have to turn your sound down on your end.
Oh, sorry. There, is that better?
Much better. Okay, who's calling, please?
Angie from Angie's Pantry.
I was gonna say,
Angie!
You talk a little bit more, and I knew that voice.
How you guys doing? All right, I came on a little late. Sorry, husband took me out for dinner. But
cool.
BanDana Gramma, do you have anything new for your channel that you're going to do different this year? Hi, sweetie. If so, like I'm starting the Throwback Thursday, like with old cookbooks or whatever I used to do in the past. So I was wondering if you guys were doing something like that, if you per se, or...
I don't have any concrete plans right now, but I know I'm going to do a whole lot more live streaming and cooking with my live streaming because that seems to go over pretty well. So I'd like to do that. And maybe some how-to videos on the crafts. I'd like to make some of those.
Well,
that would be awesome because I can't remember how to do that because of the car accident I was in. So that would be really neat to see. That's how we learned how to crochet, was to watch YouTube channels.
Right.
And I'm sure she's going to feature some of her elves and fairies too.
Right, exactly. And also, when Cher and Coco and I come down, is there room for us to stay at? I'm just wondering.
Come down where?
To your place.
I don't have any room for anybody. My grandson is here staying for a little while. He's sleeping in the basement on a couch.
Okay, well, yeah, that was a surprise. Okay.
Yeah,
all right, so nice talking to you, and I love your channel, and thank you for doing the stuff you do.
Thank you, Angie. Thanks for calling in, hon.
Yeah, thanks, Angie.
Bye, Cher. Bye, Daryl. You guys are awesome.
Bye-bye. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
BanDana, Cassandra Church, she's logged in here. She is our daughter-in-law, and she just wanted you to know that the girls absolutely love you. But I think you know that.
I love those girls. I saw them today with the...
Oh, God, with those drones.
Yes, that was so cute. I love that. They were having a good old time. They are so cute, and that little boy is adorable. Oh, and I am so touched that little Kaylee likes to make me bandanas and send them to me. It's beyond my belief that a little 8-year-old girl would care about my videos.
Well, when you won the trivia last week, and I told her what you said about the $2, she was ready to go to the store right then and there. She was ready. Let's go. Got to get a white bandana. So yeah, you'll be getting some more packages. I can tell you that.
Yay!
Okay, phone line is open again.
Oh, and there we go. Yeah.
This is Daryl. How you doing, June?
Hi, Daryl. I'm doing really good.
How'd you know it was June?
Because her name came up.
Oh, be darned.
Usually it's just a number.
She couldn't sneak in on us this time.
Yeah, usually it's just a telephone number, but your name came up, so. How you doing, June?
Shucks, I was trying to sneak in.
I think your blueberries gave you away.
Yeah, probably. There was a big handful. I was really amazed. Blueberries like acid soil, and they like their feet slightly wet. Not very wet, not very dry, but slightly wet. That's all I can tell you. I mean, they have a decent-sized pot. And I don't know, they're just sitting in front of the window there. So it's one of those double, it's got a sliding door and then a big pane of glass. So it gets plenty of light, from morning to night.
Well, June, I think you need to do a video of your indoor garden.
Yeah, it's all part of my indoor garden that I'm working on. I'm a little bit embarrassed that I murdered some plants, but that's never mind. I'll do a video on that later. I just want to say to BanDana Grandma, thank you for the video. They're wonderful.
BanDana, did you hear her? Okay.
Yeah, I heard her fine. I do have acid soil here. In fact, we have acidic water even here. So I know they're getting the acid they need. And I dump my coffee grinds out there, too, around them and my azaleas. But I think they're maybe not getting quite enough sun because they're on the side of the house that is partly shaded until later in the afternoon. That might be part of it. I'm not sure.
That could be. That could be. You just have to try and move them to a different location, I'm afraid. Or
that's what I'm thinking. This year I might relocate them.
Go to the neighbors and tell them you need to trim back branches if they're the ones that have, if it's your house. I don't know. Put some mirrors up.
Put some mirrors up?
Yeah, to reflect the sun on the morning, to reflect the sun down onto your blueberries.
Right, that's a good idea. Thank you, June.
You're welcome, honey, and thank you for the videos. They're wonderful. I really enjoy them.
I'll keep making them as long as people keep liking them.
Good, and I'm working with my husband about your fairy sounds, but he's a bit lost in editing a book for a friend, so.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, there's no hurry. I really appreciate you looking into that for me.
Okay, well, we'll still keep working on it, and we'll send you ones when we get them, and then hopefully it'll help build your library up.
Well,
thank you so much, June.
Know from June, right?
Pardon?
That Christy Betts probably wants to know from June, I'm guessing. June, do you have more than one variety of blueberries?
No, I only have one variety, and I really couldn't tell you which variety it is right now. I'd have to go back into my room to find out. So, because that's where my label is. But
I believe I do have more than one variety planted. I've got 3 different bushes, and I believe they're different kinds.
Right. Because sometimes I know with some you need to have different varieties. I'll do a video on it at some point before the spring.
Good. I'll be looking forward to that.
All right, then. I shall talk to y'all later. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you, June. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. It's already a half an hour into the show here, so let's start this thing up. Get it cut over. Okay, we'll start our trivia here right now. We have a few very simple rules that we kind of have to follow. The first one is you can only win once every 4 weeks. Number 2, you must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it is received and recorded on the Two-Family Homestead screen. In other words, what you see in front of you here, that's the official order. And if you do win, please send us an email within 48 hours giving us your mailing address so we can send you a $2 bill. Excuse me.
Go ahead.
All right. Question number 1. Crocheted hippie poncho, present for daughter, is BanDana's most popular video with over 35,000 views. But what is the oddest thing about this video?
Get out the Jeopardy tune. Talk about that every week.
Would probably get slammed for that.
Oh, we get slammed as soon as it goes live. Tab open so they can go out and figure it out. No, she's not a hippie. Although we wore them back then, I'll tell you. I was one of the ones that had the long earrings that went down to my shoulders. Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever knows what makes a video popular.
Yeah, that's true.
But
we're still trying to figure it out.
There's something odd about this video that has been very, very popular for BanDana.
Nope, that's not it.
No, matter of fact, because she is wearing a bandana.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen her without a bandana.
It's knitted? No.
No. It's not fairies. Although I sure could use some of those to help me restock the shelves in the pantry. No, not that, Linda. Gosh.
I didn't think we were going to stump them.
No, I didn't think so either. Nope, Angie. It wasn't the fairies that helped her. BanDana, should we give him a hint? Oh.
Well, you're the one who made it up. I can think of 2 strange things about that. I don't know what answer you were thinking of.
Oh, it's just... Kelly, BanDana says yes to the sweaters.
You said I couldn't talk, so
not you.
Okay, we'll give you a little bit of a clue here.
Oh, wait a minute. Jatan just got it. Jatan got it.
Okay.
No talking.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely no talking throughout that entire video.
There you go. Very good, Jatan.
What does that say?
Well, I don't know.
No. And you know what else is strange about it? I don't tell anybody how to make what I'm making. They're just watching me do it. And I think the other strange thing about it is that it got so many thumbs down. It's got a ton of thumbs up, but there's quite a few thumbs down. And I think it's because I didn't tell everybody how to do what I was doing.
Jeez. You never know what people want. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Jatan, just email us at twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com and give us your name, your address, and we'll get you out a $2 bill in the mail this week.
Yes, and thank you for playing. The phone line is open. Anybody would like to call in. And I also want to be sure, because we never do it enough, thank you all to all of our moderators. You do a fantastic job.
They sure do.
I see Jerry from My Blind Mama's Kitchen is in here, and I want to say hi to her. Now, see, that video that you were just talking about, that wouldn't be good for Jerry because she is blind.
Yes.
And if I had been talking and explaining what I was doing, that would have been great for her. But me just having music on and showing what I'm doing, that wouldn't help Jerry a bit.
And Jerry is going to be our guest on February 26th.
Oh, yay. I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Christy, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. When she said don't talk. Now, Grizz is joining us tonight.
Yes.
Yep.
I see Southern Ark's in here, and she's apparently lagging a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Hey, you better watch out, Grizz. BanDana's up here, and I'm not sure if she has one of those skillets or not.
Well, can I call you Susie? Is that all right?
That's okay. I don't know if people know who you're talking about, but that's okay.
I think B Lady just put on their Facebook, your name on Facebook if they wanted to.
Yeah, Susie BanDana on
yeah.
Facebook. So, but now I had a question during the course of just asking that, and I've lost it.
Do you think it was your bandana?
It's my bandana. It's squeezing my head.
Squeezing your head. Go like this, would it help?
No, you go ahead and talk here. I'll remember.
Oh, and Coco put up your faith playlist. Very good. Thank you, Coco. Appreciate that. So when Mick retires, are you going to get a camper, an RV, and do some traveling that way, or just jump in the car?
Well, that's my plan, but we haven't come to a meeting of the minds on that yet. In fact, my son also said he didn't think Dad would enjoy that, so I don't know. We might just be doing hotels.
Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hi, Daryl. This is Colleen. Is this a good time? I didn't realize you were in the middle of something.
No, it's fine.
Okay. I didn't know if you were trying to work on something and have shared talk.
No, he was trying to think, Colleen.
My brain just skipped.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Coco.
Your bandana's on too tight.
Yes, this thing is squeezing my head. Oh my.
Your do-rag.
It's do-rag, yeah. Oh, living on a dime is here, BanDana.
There we go.
They just came in.
Hey, Tara.
Hi, BanDana. How are you, dearie?
Hello, Colleen. I love you, honey.
Oh, we love you so much, BanDana. I wanted everybody to know I just put the link to BanDana's faith playlist in the chat area, so you guys should go over there. Ernie and I have watched it 3 times. It's so refreshing. Anyone needing a fresh start to 2018 should just go over there and immerse yourself. Watch the videos. Be encouraged. Be fortified to go forth and take steps of faith and be heartened. And I just want to encourage everybody, check out that playlist. You have no excuse. I rustled up the link. Go find it.
Yes, you sure did. Thank you.
Thank you, Colleen. There are days I need to go watch it again, too.
Yeah, it's very powerful. And Ernie and I were able to we were wondering about the timeline of some things. We're like, oh, my gosh, it sounds like you went through some stuff about the same time we did, the same kind of things. And so that was encouraging to us, but just to reflect on what things we can go through that could batter you down, but, you lift yourself up, you carry on, you just press on and do good, things fall into place. And then it's almost like a miracle that you can look back at the hard time you went through and realize you made it. And by God's grace, you're on the other side of it. And it's encouraging. So, yes, everybody, please go watch that playlist. I exhort you to watch that playlist. And BanDana, I'll let you go because I'm sure more folks will like to call in. But it's nice of you to fill in tonight, dearie. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Colleen.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling. Bye-bye.
And Vicky didn't know that Coco's real name was Colleen.
Oh.
And we all met at the Hootenanny.
Okay. Oh, and I remembered my question.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yes. So, Susie, you have 7 kids.
I do.
And are they all married, have their own things, or?
Well, they're all grown up and on their own now. And I have 5 grandkids from my 2 oldest children are boys, and they're the ones who gave me grandkids. And then I have 5 daughters.
Okay. Do they have any interest in YouTube videos or what BanDana's doing as far as the YouTube and so forth?
It kind of runs the gamut. I have a couple who are getting a real kick out of the fact that Mom is a YouTube star, and I use that very, lightly, but they think it's pretty fun, and when their friends call them and say, I'm watching your mom's videos and I love them. I don't get that at all, but it's fun to hear, And then I've got some who say, Mom, I'm getting a little jealous. You're always talking with all your friends on YouTube. So they're not interested in doing YouTube, though, not really. Although one of my daughters, my Jennifer, she and her friends who like my videos, they want to come and have me teach them how to can on a video. So we may do that in the future.
Well, that's cool. Sandy Farrell's asking how your daughter's feeling today. How's Jen doing?
I'm happy to report that 3 of my daughters, Mandy and Jodalyn and Heidi, went over to see Jen today, and she was doing much better. She was taking less medication, so she was fully alert and lucid and being able to talk to them all. And she was getting up out of her hospital bed and getting to and from places she needed to go on her own, and brief little walks, and then back to the bed. She had, for people who don't know, she had serious spine surgery, and she's doing better the last couple of days. It's very slow, but we're seeing progress, and I'm very thankful for that.
Very good. That is wonderful to hear. See, Grizz said that. What did I just saw it? Oh, he says he sees how Daryl and Cher are. They wear bandanas in honor of BanDana Grandma and fetch a lion to ward me off. Some people we just can't make happy.
And
he's Coco, a piece of work, that Grizz is.
And Coco has stated that BanDana's daughter is a very good photographer.
She is. If you want to go to JL Gould, Gould, jlgould.com, that's her website with her photography. It's amazing. Cool. She's phenomenal. And she's all self-taught.
jlgould.com?
Yeah, JL Gould, Gould.com. Mm-hmm. And she's a nature photographer. And she travels the country, and camps out and goes in different places and gets animals and scenes and mountains and rivers and oceans, and it's beautiful stuff.
Yep, there it is. Oh, I love water. Yep, I found it.
Now, I'm having a big giveaway very soon because of reaching 3,000 subscribers. And one of the prizes, there's lots of prizes that people have given. Tara from Living on a Dime has donated a book, and Coco Noel Colleen, she's donating hand knit Christmas stockings for next year with names on them. My daughter Jen is donating a print from her website, any print that they want. I think it's 8x14, but don't quote me on that. And I'll be putting all that in a video this week, and then telling how to enter the drawing for that contest.
Good. Congrats on the amount of subscribers. We're getting close, but still, what, 100 some away from 2,000?
Yeah, we're almost 1,800.
That's good.
Okay, B-Lady, thank you for stopping.
Bye, B-Lady.
Vicky, Half Acre Dreams, the spin mop. The first one I bought, we got at Menards, but I don't know if you have I think you do have Ollie's up there in Michigan. We have one here locally, and I got one there, I think it was $18. So obviously it's just a cheap off-brand. But that's what I use in my kitchen. Love those spin mops.
Now, I think what she might be referring to is the first giveaway I had. I gave away a Cedar Easy Ring mop and bucket.
Right.
And I was thinking about doing that again. I asked Cedar actually donated that, and I asked them if they would donate for my next, and I never heard back from them. So I guess they decided not to donate this time. So no, I'm not going to be giving away another one of those mops again, although I still love mine very much, the Cedar Easy Ring mop and bucket. And I have no affiliation with them, so yeah.
Yeah, I love my little spin mop.
Hey.
Quiet.
Yes, very quiet.
Tara, are you still here? Chose. Get Michael and have him call in, see how this works.
Thank you, JD. I know Allie said she wanted to be here tonight. I figured she'd poop out on me and go to sleep. I think she has to get up early in the morning.
Grizz, how close are you to your 1,000 subscriber there where you're going to be arranging a wedding of some sort?
My buddy Bo, I've already explained to you that you can't put pictures up in a live stream.
I said bring dogs in live.
Well, we're not good. That's not gonna.
Yeah, we can't do that tonight. It's too messy.
We did not 5 big dogs. I brought Smudge up that one time.
Yeah.
There's not enough room here to have 5 big dogs. Well, it's 9:45. You want to do the second trivia?
We most certainly can.
Let's do the second trivia.
All right, let's do that.
But my buddy Bo, I will consider doing a video with the dogs, though. Hey, Homestead homies. How you doing, Doug and Stacy?
Okay, folks. Well, let me go over the rules here real quick. You only win once every 4 weeks. Must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it is received and recorded on the stream here at Two Family Homestead. Must send us an email with your address within 48 hours, please. And that email comes to twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Okay, I am answering the phone here. But if you can hold for just one moment, caller, we're just doing this.
I can hold.
Okay, just hang on.
Thank you.
So question number 2 is, what is BanDana's favorite Christmas movie?
that's a Christmas movie, Coco. Vicky.
Okay. Have faith your dreams.
That's right. It's a wonderful, wonderful life. It's funny because this afternoon when Daryl was saying what questions he was going to put up, I said it's that one with the bell with the when the angel gets her wings. He just had this puzzled look on his face. I knew what I was talking about.
Okay, we have a caller on the phone. This is Daryl. Who's calling,
Vicky,
please?
did.
Hello, who's calling, please?
Hello?
Hello, who's calling, please?
It's Maria.
Oh.
Maria!
Hi. I can't see you guys, but I can hear you guys, or else it would sound very echoey. How are you guys?
We're fantastic. How are you?
I'm excited because I'm like talking to you guys, two of my favorite channels in the same place. I'm so stoked.
I can just see her talking like that too. Well,
It kind of cuts off a little bit. That's what I'm concerned about. Is I can't hear you very well. But I'm sorry. What did you say?
nothing. Go ahead and talk to BanDana.
Hello, BanDana Grandma.
Hello, Maria, honey.
BanDana, I was trying to think of what to say if I made it on to talk to you, and I was just feeling all kinds of emotional and mushy inside my heart because I know that you and I go way back, and to watch what your channel has become, there couldn't have been a more deserving person that I feel just, you work so hard and you're just such a wonderful lady, and everything you do is extremely inspiring, and you are so loving that I'm just so proud I'm so proud of you and happy for what the Lord has done and how much he's blessed you, and I'm just so glad and inspired by you.
You're very kind, Maria. Thank you so much. You know I love you.
I love you too. I just wanted to call in just to say that. I don't have a question. I was just feeling emotional and mushy because I love you guys.
Thank you, honey. I appreciate the phone call. We'll catch up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you. Have a wonderful night.
You too. Thanks. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay. So let's see what else is going on here. Yes, Angie, I went through a couple of days of not feeling very well. But
Sure did. Hey, Doug and Stacy, our first opening is March 19th. Would you like to be on our live stream that night? Had to ask. You're in the channel. I'm calling from Thailand. How are you? What time is it over there? I'm just curious. Gosh, Thailand, cool. I think Colin's the one that does a lot of the street food videos, I think.
I think so, yes.
It's they're different, pretty interesting to watch. I'm so glad, Maria, that didn't happen. Ooh, 9:52 a.m. Wow. So it's already Tuesday there. Cool. Glad to have you here.
Yes, glad you stopped by.
Yes.
Always appreciate seeing you here.
The line's open if anybody else wants to call in and chat. Tara, Michael, now's your chance. You can even talk to BanDana Grandma. But we're going to see them in Mississippi.
Yes. So, BanDana, do you with your cooking videos, do you you enjoy the live stream more than the structured cooking videos, or?
When I pull it off right, I do. Sometimes I think I'm all ready to do a live stream, and I've got all my ducks in a row with my ingredients and all, and then I'll mess up and I'll have forgotten something. But that's all what a live stream's about, I guess. I like the interaction of a live stream.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes, very much.
I agree. Coco's trying to get Cassie to call in and sing. Speaking of singing,
yes,
it was Daryl had on a video not too far before the live stream started, and it was from a year ago. It was a collaboration, I think, a Christmas.
Yeah.
It was a year ago, and you were singing some songs. You, my dear, have an awesome voice.
That's you, Susie.
Yeah, you, Susie.
Oh, I used to could sing. I still got a little bit of a voice left, I guess, but I enjoy singing. I always have enjoyed singing.
Well, she did a little bit in Virginia with Cherish.
That's right, she did.
Yeah.
That night. That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I do enjoy singing very much. I used to play a lot of guitar too, and I haven't done that in a while.
Oh, you play guitar. I used to play piano.
If you watched that video and you saw me playing the piano, you probably saw like 99% of my repertoire. That's about it.
70 is asking, what's your favorite YouTuber to watch?
What's my favorite? Who's my favorite YouTuber to watch? That is so tough. I like so many for so many different reasons. Oh, golly. I like Justin, what's his face with the chickens and the kids?
Rhodes?
Yes, I like Justin Rhodes. You know, he's a big timer. I like people just starting out, like my Blind Mama's Messy Kitchen. I like watching her videos. She's just starting out. She's just getting her feet wet, and she's got very interesting videos and a very sweetheart and a very nice family, and I like watching her. Of course, I like watching Two Family and all the things they do with interviewing other people. I like Big Family Homestead. I like Kevin and Heather on Going Batty. I like Hope's Homestead. I like Big Daddy Curbs and his farm. There's just so many. I could go on forever, and I can't really choose one over the other because they're all so different.
Doug liked your thing, Justin, what's his face?
Yeah. Well, when you get my age, you forget things, and I can never put two words together that I'm trying to come up with.
And old Alabama Gardener has stopped in the room.
That's right.
Yes, nice to see you, Charles.
Linda, and I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce your last name correctly. Is it Faini, Faini? Asking what's your favorite guilty pleasure?
Oh, now you're putting me on the spot.
This is a GGP rated, channel.
Hey, you're talking to BanDana.
I know that's true too.
Okay, if I'm going to be real safe, I'll say ice cream. If I'm going to be on the edge, I'll say Married at First Sight. Because I watched a few of those and I just scratched my head.
You got her name right.
Yep, I see that. Coco says, BanDana Grandma, don't let Mike Pratt hear you say what's his face.
Right.
Yeah, Charles, thanks for stopping in. We always appreciate you being here. You always add to the show.
Yes, he does.
Hi, Charles.
Oh, and Charles, you weren't in here earlier. June Gall was telling us how she grows all of her blueberries in her bedroom.
She has a blueberry bush in her bedroom that she picked blueberries off of today.
So
many celebrities in one room. Where? Not here, Maria. Just us. You want celebrities, you're going Doug and Stacy, you know, the ones that have the 6 digits behind their subscriber fans.
But they're just real people.
They are.
And we
they
like
are real
them.
people.
And we like them.
Yeah, met them twice in Virginia. Then we're lucky enough to meet them at Layman's here in Ohio. It's cool.
And he doesn't know it yet. Stacy doesn't know it yet, but I certainly have plans in Virginia this year to corral them and at least get a dinner with them.
You have to be on in July or August. We can do that. We can do that. You name the night, and I'll mark it down in my planner. You heard that, folks? August. Well, that'll make a good birthday present for me. Oh, there's no doubt, Coco, that Stacy's going to love those mittens from BanDana. No doubt in my mind.
BanDana, was that your design for those mittens, or is that something you picked up in a book somewhere? Or
other people on YouTube are doing it. I've seen other people do it. You design them yourself as far as picking the sweaters out that you're going to use and mix and matching the patterns and the solids and things like that, you know.
Jatan wants to know what your favorite homemade dessert is.
I don't make this. I love creme brulee, but I don't make it. I love apple pie. I make a good apple pie. And I love pumpkin pie. I like pies, I guess, for a homemade dessert. Bye, Heather.
Oh, wow. August 6th, 13th, 20th, and 27th. We're going to get them 4 nights in a row?
No, I'm giving him the choice.
Oh, okay. Oh, and Go Betty stopped in the channel.
Yeah, she was in earlier.
Nice to see you, Heather.
August 20th. Gotcha. It's going down in pen, just so you know.
Indelible ink.
You got it.
Indelible ink.
Purple at that. Cool.
When in Idaho. Well, thanks so much for stopping by. When in Idaho, we
yes.
appreciate seeing you here. Hello, everybody. Getting started on homesteading.
Any more questions? Go ahead and put them in all caps.
And the phone line is open, so if anybody would like to call in, ask Susie some questions, or just chat with her.
Actually, Vicki, that's his version of a BanDana.
This is my BanDana.
No, he looks like that one in front of the courthouses. It's that lady with the blindfold over her head.
Oh.
Didn't it? There we go. BanDana wanted it around his neck, so I'm not sure.
There we go.
Oh, never dull. Yeah, Vicki, never dull moment in this house. I'm telling you. Oh, that chin strap.
Chin strap.
God.
All right.
Oh, Lordy.
It's got to come off. I've had enough. Oh, my.
Yeah, Daryl's do-rag. Yeah, Lady Justice. You're right, Coco. That's who it is. Lady Justice. Angie's Pantry wants to know if there's any more fairies in the future.
Yes. I'll just leave it at that. Yes. Discovery. Hey, Ern.
Yeah, you got that right. Off grid, truly. Wanda, Danny, are you still in the chat?
There we go.
Only my husband.
We're ready now. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hi, yeah, this is Charles Hancock, old Alabama gardener.
Well, Charles, how are you doing this evening?
Hey, Charles.
Doing pretty good.
You have the floor, sir.
Am I talking with BanDana Grandma?
Yes, she is on. She is hearing you.
Hi, Charles.
Hi. I'm just curious about your gardening efforts.
Okay. Well, there's nothing in comparison to yours. I'm sure of that. In fact, I can learn a whole lot from you. But mostly, I'm just trying to grow a whole lot of food in a little bit of land and, preserve it. So I'm happy to have all the pointers you put out in your videos. And I'm learning a little more each time. And I am trying to do the Back to Eden, and I do my own composting and all that kind of stuff. And it's coming along. Each year, it's better and better.
Yeah, well, actually, you really can, especially if you select certain vegetables, you really can grow a lot of food in a pretty small space.
Right. Go vertical helps.
That's right. For example, green beans, in about a 10-foot row, you can grow enough green beans to have all you want to eat and do some canning into the canning part of it.
Oh, Lord, that's true.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a lot of tomatoes, and I am fighting blight every single year. And I don't know if you have any. And I'm trying to go organic. I had people tell me what to use on them, and I'm trying to use more organic things. And every year I fight the blight with my tomatoes.
Yeah, my feeling, and this is just me. You don't have to be this way, but I don't worry about when we talk about organic. It's really, really hard to grow good crops organically. And so I don't worry about what kind of fertilizer I use. I'm a whole lot more concerned that I don't spray my crops with any kind of bad poisons.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you're talking about, when you say fertilizer, then are you talking about any kind of commercial fertilizer seems to be okay with you, but you don't want to spray anything on the leaves and the flowers and stuff?
That's right. I don't think it makes the plant any difference whether it gets its nitrogen from triple 13, which I use often, or some organic nitrogen, which there's not very many good organic nitrogens. But and so therefore, I don't think it makes any difference to our bodies once we eat vegetables grown with commercial fertilizer. However, it does make a huge difference to our bodies if we eat vegetables that have been sprayed with various chemicals and poisons.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. I'm probably going to try another year of what I've been doing, but there are times when I've thought, if I get no vegetables with what I'm doing, then I might as well try something else to get some vegetables, because there are certain crops I'm really failing at and others I'm doing well with.
Yeah, there are certain crops that if you don't see the plants that grows our vegetables, they're just like our body. If you don't give your body what it needs to do well, it isn't going to do well. And the plant is the same way. If you don't give that plant the fertilizer, the things that it needs to thrive and produce for you, it isn't going to do it. It just simply won't do it.
I can agree with that.
Well, now I do use organic fertilizers, and I use commercial fertilizer, and I call that giving my plants a jump start. And then I will apply also organic fertilizers, because that has more staying power. In other words, it breaks down much slower, and therefore it will feed the plant longer. But I use both.
Okay, thank you, Charles.
Okay, I'll get off now. Enjoy watching you here on the show and on your videos. So please take care. Be safe.
Thank you, Charles.
All right, Charles. Thank you, hon.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Good night. June's asking about the airflow around my tomatoes. I am trying to space them out a little more each year because of the blight I've been getting. And we'll see if that makes any difference this year as I put them out a little further apart.
I hope we get kiwi this year. From the kiwi.
Maybe, yes.
I hope we do.
Yeah.
Wait, if we do, we could bring that to the conference in October.
By the bushel load.
God, Lord, yes.
We planted some kiwi here a couple years ago, so it's starting to get a pretty good hold.
Yeah,
and,
hardy kiwi. And Daryl doesn't do anything small, nothing on a small scheme of anything. So the entire backyard, the entire width of our backyard, he built like an arbor. And on each pole, on each pole there is a on all poles but two, there is a hardy kiwi growing up it, and it says what? So we'll have a few pounds to share.
Let me get this phone call. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
This is Bub with Getting Started on Homesteading.
Well, how are you doing this evening? You are on the air.
Pretty good, how are you?
Very good. You are on the air.
Oh, thank you. I was just calling about the fertilizer thing.
Mm-hmm.
I use, I take rabbit manure and what I do, I'll put it in a bucket and I'll stir it up and get it all mushy and stuff. And then I'll take all my plants and just kind of pour just a little bit on each plant, and it works really great. It's organic. It just putting what you put back into the rabbits back into the soil, and it works really good.
Yeah, my daughter had a rabbit for a while, and it really did make a difference when I used the rabbit manure on the garden. And of course, you don't need to let that age either. That can go right from the coop to the garden, unlike chickens and horses and stuff. So I really did see a difference with using rabbit manure on the garden. That worked well. We don't have the rabbit anymore, and I've talked to some local people that had rabbits, but they're hoarding all their manure and they're keeping it for their gardens, and I can't seem to get any. So I don't think I'm up to keeping a rabbit now.
Yeah, I've got 12 right now, 12 rabbits, and what I'll do, I'll bag it up. And if you wash it, like on the male rabbits, if you don't have a pea in it, it doesn't hurt the garden. But if you bag it up or wash it, bag it up, not wash it, but you know what I mean, you don't have the pea in it, so. It does really good on all the plants. It doesn't burn them. It doesn't do like chicken poop or all that. But
Right. Well, thank you for that. And I think that's very true, that rabbit manure is great for the garden. And especially if you make it in, like you say, you're making it like a compost in a bucket?
Yeah, you just pour it in a bucket and put some water on it and stir it up real good, and then pour it slowly onto the plants. And it really works really good on it.
You can combine that with cooking. Just get the immersion blender out and...
Oh, God. Yeah, you can have one.
Yeah, you don't want to. I ain't going to do my blender that way.
One for making soaps, one for the manure, and one for cooking.
Well, you know, I use my food processor when I keep my food scraps in the kitchen. I'll have them in the container on my counter, and then before I bring them out to the composter, I'll put them in my food processor and blend them all down into mush so they get a jump start on composting. And I had my grandson in the kitchen, and unfortunately, he's the one with the weak stomach. And he said to me, "Grandma, what are you making in the food processor?" And he saw me throwing in the peels and the tea bags and the coffee grinds and the eggshells. And I said, "I'm going to make soup." I said, "This is all nourishing stuff." I shouldn't have said it.
I keep my eggshells separate. I crush them up and real fine powder and feed them back to my chickens for the calcium.
Yeah, that's really good for the chickens. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was about 2 years ago. I had the soft egg shells, and once I started feeding the shells, back to them. They
took care of the problem.
Laying the hard shells again.
So just,
Good.
Well, I'll get off here
just the
and let y'all get back to y'all's chat. And
All right. Thank you for your phone call.
Yes, thank you for calling.
oh, no problem.
Yes.
Y'all have a good one.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice evening.
Oh,
Take care now.
yeah,
Bye-bye.
have a good. Bye.
Well, we had a few out there that heard rat manure, not rabbit.
Oh.
The conversation went downhill really fast.
Well, no, and I was just trying to, maximize use out of utensils that you have around the home.
You need to get one of those big industrial size blender things. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's almost 10:15, and we have tonight we have one more trivia.
So let me bring this over.
Good night, Connie. Thank you for stopping.
Now, Coco should get this one.
Okay. I don't know if this is unprecedented, but we have a third trivia question tonight. So the rules are the same. You can only win once every 4 weeks. You must be the first person to answer the question correctly in the chat window as it is received and recorded in the stream here at Two Family Homestead. And please, you must send us an email with your address. We ask that within 48 hours at twofamilyhomestead@gmail.com. Give us your mailing address so we can send you your $2 bill. So is everybody ready? Last trivia question of the night. Did we draw a line? Whatever, here we go.
There you go, there's your line.
What famous rock star asked BanDana Gramma for a kiss? What famous rock star asked BanDana Gramma for a kiss? Discovery.
Yep.
They just said they watched those videos 3 times. I said they're going to get it because it was on the last video of the Faith series.
Maria was close. She was right after Discovery. She was the second one that had it.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome.
So you got to tell the rest of the story.
I was just going to ask Discovery if he knew the rest of the story. Who is that used to do that? That radio guy. And here's the rest of the story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear his voice in my head. Okay, folks, say out the name, because I don't know. Thank you, Grandma Rose, for stopping. Okay, Coco said, ask BanDana what she did. Okay, BanDana, the floor is yours.
Okay. So I was like 15 years old, and my sister had won tickets to see the Rolling Stones that were coming to town. And I was a Beatles fan, and she didn't want to go, and she gave me the ticket. So I said, okay, I'll go, and I took a friend. And we went to see them, and with the tickets came backstage passes. So she and I went backstage to meet the Rolling Stones, and she was crazy about Mick Jagger, my girlfriend. And that's why I asked her to go. And she was all gaga about Mick, and she said, can I give you a kiss? And he said, okay, and he gave her a kiss. And then he looked at me and he said, how about you, love? And I said, no, thanks, I'm a Beatles fan. That's how it ended.
That is awesome.
And it was Paul Harvey with the rest of the story.
Said,
yes, Paul Harvey, right, with the rest of the story. That's right. So, Mick Jagger, if you're out there, I'm the one who turned you down.
I love it.
Mick, you hearing that, Mick?
I got my own Mick now.
That's true. That's true. And a lot better looking than what this Mick looks like now. Good Lord. Some people just don't age gracefully.
Yep.
Spicy, you have a good one. And we'll see you 2 months from Thursday, the 11th.
Okay.
Bye, Spicy.
Well, it's almost 20 after 10.
Okay. So,
I don't know.
is this the rest of the story?
Yeah, this is the rest of the story. I don't know. That's totally up to BanDana, what she wants to do.
Well, I'm here I took a nap today, so I'd be up today.
She's in for the duration, folks. Go get your drink and your sandwich. Come on back.
Okay, well, the phone line is open if somebody would like to call in. Let's see, who's still here? 70 Farms is here, and Lovely Kid Japan.
Books are people too. Sweetie, you're lagging. You may want to refresh your screen. It was an Elvis. Now, see, Christy, when I was in junior high when the Beatles first came to the United States, when they were on the Ed Sullivan Show, and it was at Sunday night, I was the only girl, probably the only student at school the next day that did not watch them. I didn't care for the Beatles when they first came. Didn't like them.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, I was crazy about them from the first time I saw them. Paul McCartney, Be Still My Heart,
No. I was a Herman's Hermits fan.
Oh, I liked him too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right, Coco. Now she has her own Mick. You got it.
Coco, I want to ask you, how did you like that story I told about Mick at the Subway restaurant? Because that was on the same video.
There's a hush over.
Hush. Yeah. There's a kind of hush.
Speaking of Herman's Hermits, that just slid right in there.
It did. Herman's Hermits, right?
That's right. That worked out rather well.
Jatan, Coco says you have some sort of question. You should call in here.
I must have missed that one. Oh, Henry VIII. Yep.
We saw Herman's Hermits here where I live at a local place maybe 5 years ago. He still looks good.
Grizz.
Yeah, they're a country band, Grizz.
Well, are they country or are they... Well, it did Yellow Submarine, so...
That's Beatles, not Herman's Hermits.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know which one he was talking about. They may get it different up there in Oregon. But I don't think he was in Oregon back then.
I don't know.
Yeah. Either. Good Lord.
Well, things have quieted down.
They sure did.
So...
That bewitching hour.
Yes.
Or bewitching moment.
He'd sleep before hubby falls asleep.
Hank Sr. has a Beatles beat by a long shot. Oh, okay. Jatan, call in and ask. Now I see why. Gotcha, Coco. I can scroll up and find it. Or post it again, Jatan. See if I can find it real fast.
Good night, Kelly.
Right. Well, yeah, there's a number of people I think that have...
They didn't take their naps today.
They didn't take their nap today. And I think that the colder weather tends to have this effect on people too.
Yeah.
Where they're not as active. They slow down. They want to go to bed a little earlier. But we do have a call. This is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
Hi, this is Jatan.
Hi, Jatan.
Hello, Jatan.
You are on the air.
Hi, how are y'all? Well, my question was, I've got 5 kids. They range in age from 6 to 22, and a lot of times the preteen and the teenagers are arguing and kind of bickering. And what is your best advice to handle that?
Oh boy, heavy question tonight. All right. Well, with 7, we've been through it all, and I've handled it different ways at different times. Sometimes I just tell them they deserve each other and they need to go in the other room, and they can handle it on their own that way. Of course, it all starts when they're young and them knowing the rules of the house and what's expected of them, and I'm sure you know that. And then when they get to be a certain age, there's a lot of things that are to be worked out and a lot of things that are over the line that need discipline for. And we just kind of had to come to a conclusion as to where that line was and when the children needed to be addressed sternly about their behavior toward their siblings, or when they just need to work it out, and which is the best way, is to make them work it out. Or sometimes we had them have to do a chore together and spend time together with each other until they could get it together. It's not an easy thing. We all go through it as parents, and we do get out on the other side, but we don't let them call names. We don't let them belittle each other. And we try, of course, to set an example that way as well. Raising kids is
What's the most inventive chore that you've ever used to have the kids complete? What's the most inventive chore that you've ever used to have the kids complete?
Well, I don't think I had inventive chores. We just did normal chores. They had a chore list. We had 7 kids, and a lot going on, and there was after in the evening after supper, there'd be one would do table, floor, and trash, one would do dishes, and one would do another chore, and then they'd rotate, and we just did that all the time. And if they were acting up, I could find another chore for them to do, cleaning out a garage, or help them clean the basement, or something major if there was something that they needed to be disciplined about. But yeah, I didn't use that a whole lot. That was in times when it was something special was needed to make them think.
I remember my dad giving us chores of transplanting grass from an area that had grass to an area that didn't. But that doesn't work with my kids. We don't have anything that needs to be transplanted from one place to another.
Yep. Yeah, well, good luck with that, Jatan. I know how hard it is raising kids.
Thank you.
And it's not a picnic.
Thank you.
And we do come out on the other side.
And I just wanted to say I really admire all of you very much.
Thank you, Jatan. That's very sweet.
It is very nice. Thank you, Jatan.
You're welcome.
We appreciate all of you being here.
Well, y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Noah's Ark. My parents had a paddle when I was little that had a deer and a bear on it. It said, "For the little deer with the bear behind."
My mother had a ping pong paddle. That was good enough for her.
I used to have a wooden spoon. But when my sister lived in Wheeling, Illinois, right outside of Chicago, there was a restaurant supply place, and she got me one of these. They were huge that they use in restaurant, very thick and very long. And there were a couple of times my boys needed it. I think my oldest son finally broke it. Yeah. A good backhand. Andy, I can remember going on trips with the kids. Now, my kids are different. My daughter was 8 when my first son was born. And then he was 7 when my last one was born, my last child. So there's quite a few years between them. And if we would go on a trip and the 3 kids were in the back seat, I used to have rings on my fingers. And I just asked them which hand they wanted. Never did it, but it was a good threat for the time.
Susie, were you ever involved in any homeschooling with your kids?
Yes. We had let's see, I don't want to go into too much detail here. There was a time when we took one of our children out of school. Actually, she left school. She got to be a certain age and she didn't want to go to school anymore. So we took her in and homeschooled her for a while. And then her sister behind her, I homeschooled her for a year too, just because we had so much trouble in the school. I just wanted to keep her out for a year. And we got through that 2 years of homeschooling, and then they went back.
I guess that's something that I find very amazing, how the number of, well, in the homesteading community, a very high percentage seem to be involved with homeschooling.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see the benefits of it. And I also have seen that many homeschooled children excel beyond what the public schools can do for them sometimes. I'm sure it depends on the parent and how well they're doing with teaching them. But I've been amazed at in our own communities here, the kids will go on to the community college and they'll be excelling in subjects that the kids that went through the public schools don't do so well in. And so it can be done. That's the people's choice.
So, BanDana, what's your favorite fast food?
My favorite fast food, I guess pizza.
Atta girl.
Pepperoni pizza is the top of his food chain.
All the food groups are there.
They sure are.
7D's getting ready to make sourdough English muffins.
Oh, they sound good.
Mm-hmm.
BanDana, have you ever made your own butter?
Have I ever made my own butter? I do not believe I have. I think I thought about taking it with a shaker bottle once and doing it, but I didn't have enough heavy cream, so I didn't. No, I haven't made my own butter.
We did that. We haven't done a video on it.
I think we need to do a video on it.
You think we need to do a video?
BanDana, do you have a Ninja blender?
I do.
Mix?
I have a Ninja.
15 minutes, you're going to have butter.
Yeah, and you'll have an arm left too, because you won't have been shaking things forever.
Right. I'll have to try it. I want to do cheese too. I want to make some cheese.
Yeah, I'd like to try that, but that one I don't know how to do.
And BanDana, you're being asked to expound on a Subway story.
Oh my. Okay, I'll try and make it as concise as possible. This is about my husband, who is a character, okay? And my husband and my dad and 3 of my girls had gone shopping, and we were all hungry, and we stopped at this strip mall, not like where the stores are all next to each other with a sidewalk going down that you have to walk from one to the other. And we were hungry, so most of us wanted to go to Subway, but my husband wanted to go to the fast chicken place next door. So my dad and my daughters and I went into Subway, and my husband went next door to get his chicken. And we all got our food, and we sat down in front of a big paint glass window in the Subway, right, looking out on the sidewalk. And we had our table there, and my husband came in with his chicken, and he came over and sat down with us. And the proprietor of the Subway place came over to my husband, and she said, "I'm sorry, you can't eat that in here." And he looked at her incredulously, and he said, "You're kidding me." And she said, No, you didn't buy that here. You can't eat it here. He said, "Well, this is my family. They all bought here." She says, "You're going to have to leave." Well, he got up to leave, quite disgruntled, and he left. And he went next door to the chicken place. And they had a counter and a big window in their place, too, with stools in it. And he said to the guy, "Can I take one of your stools?" And he had been friendly with this guy before. And he said, well, okay. And he said, I'll bring it right back. So he takes the stool. He brings it next door to the subway, puts it right in front of the glass window where we're all sitting at our table. And he sits down on the stool, puts his lunch in his lap with his chicken, and he's like miming through the window while he's eating his chicken, talking to us. Like he's sitting at our table. And we're cracking up laughing because it's so fun. People are walking by on the sidewalk. He's sitting on this stool in front of this plate glass window eating his chicken while we're eating our Subway sandwiches. And he had lunch with his family that way. Well, the proprietor was not happy, but there wasn't a thing she could do about it. So that was our Subway. So that shows kind of how silly my husband is.
Oh, Lordy.
Or how resourceful.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah. Well, he likes his coffee, too.
Oh, yes. He very much likes his coffee.
Learned that rather fast there in Virginia.
Yes. Yep. He was always disappearing to get his coffee.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Where'd Mick go? He went off to get coffee.
That's right. And that was something, there was a shortage there in the morning. They didn't have a whole lot of coffee there.
Yeah, we were supposed to do the coffee table and got there and
didn't have
Amy said, there's no coffee pot.
Yeah.
They're going to be sure to have one this time. Oh, that was cute. I love that. That is a good story.
He's pretty funny. He's pulling stuff like that all the time. You never know what he's going to do.
That's this one here.
What?
What? Acts all innocent.
All right. Well, I have an idea here. Although,
10:30. Still got 43 watching.
Yeah.
Okay.
People must have took naps today.
I did.
We had our grandkids here. We didn't.
Yeah.
We had the girls schlepping my canned items back down the hallway to restock the shelves.
Yeah, remodeled the shelves, added more shelves.
I saw you cleaned them all out.
Yeah, well, Daryl, we had to take everything off because Daryl bought 2 more shelving units, and he was just going to add additional shelves to the ones we had. Well, I guess the new shelving unit
was different.
Was different size.
Mm-hmm.
But we got it working, and now I'm putting everything back in.
So.
That's where you keep all your canning goods?
Yes. When we bought the house, it wasn't. I think it was like 6 months later. My son and his 2 girls moved in with us. He was going through a divorce, and this is my youngest son and Kaylee and Celia's dad. So 1 bedroom back here is pretty much it's very small. It's almost like a walk-in closet, and he had a room. So when they left, and they have their own house a couple miles away, we took over their bedroom and made it into a walk-in pantry. So on 2 sides of the walls, we have 2 shelves on this side and 2 shelving units on that side. So one is all my canned goods that I can, and the other one is like the grocery side.
Mm-hmm.
So found out that I have a lot of stuff I didn't know that I canned.
You got dates on those things you didn't know?
Yes, I do have dates. Some of them I didn't put what they were, though. So some of the jellies, I was like, I'm going to have to guess on this one. But when Cassie went home with the kids this afternoon, she took a jar of peaches because we found out on Saturday that Anthony loves the peaches. So she took a jar of peaches, and I'm not sure what the other jar was. Was it chicken soup? I forget. But
yeah, I've got raspberries and I've got rhubarb and I've got strawberries. So I want to do some strawberry rhubarb jam this year.
That's what we did that this summer. Suey helped me. And in fact,
Nice.
they ate a jar of it, a small 4-ounce jar. Kaylee and Suey ate the whole jar with Anthony taking little bites here and there on Saturday.
Well, I was sure I was going to be able to can peaches.
Well, 2 years ago, they had one of those trucks that come up from Georgia, and they stop at different places, and we bought 3 bushels, I think.
Well,
Oh.
4 bushels of peaches.
Wow.
Oh, we were busy trying to get them before
Wow.
they all got so soft. And this past year, I got just 2 bushels. So I still have, I think, 10 jars of peaches left. So we'll see what happens come spring.
Yeah. Hopefully I can keep the squirrels out of my trees this year.
Yeah, our fruit trees haven't been real nice to us.
My Asian pear was loaded. Looked great. They were big. Got every one of them.
Yeah, we have 2 apple, 2 pear, 2 plum.
are you gonna cover that with a net?
Yeah, I had put a net over it partially this year. I wasn't real persnickety about how I got it on there, obviously. And the squirrels got up underneath it and got them anyway. So this year, I'm really looking into those electrified nets that will zap them when they come near it and see if I can, what the cost would be to get some of those, thinking in the long run, because, I put all those trees in for a reason. I want to get fruit off them.
So you could sit back there on your porch and just watch them and giggle.
Yeah, zap, zap.
Sort of like one of those bug zapper things.
Yeah, squirrel zapper.
Yes, Linda, we're in north central Ohio.
Yeah, we had to get a new peach tree because the peach tree died.
We moved into this house. It had a peach tree out front, and it was, what do you call it, bifurcated, I guess. I don't know, went out. And I didn't take the peaches off that I should have. They say if it gets too many, be too weighty. And it did fall, and it cracked right down the middle because it had so many peaches on it. So that one was a goner.
Yes, Linda, I know where Kenton is. Absolutely.
Cammie came back. She couldn't sleep. Well, join us. Call in. Coco's going to call in and sing for us. Coco's trying to get 7D to call in.
Oh.
It's too bad there wasn't a delay. Coco and I could do a duet.
That would be cool. Christy, that's cute. Say here, kitty, kitty, and let them help with the squirrels. Yeah, where'd we get those? Lowe's? We got the fruit trees at Lowe's. Peach tree we got in Ashland.
Yeah.
At the greenhouse.
Yeah, I think all the other ones we got at Lowe's.
Yeah. Not having real good luck with them. It must have been us, Discovery. We were giggling too loud. Oh, Linda, we almost moved to Kansas. I used to work for the phone company. And when Sprint purchased United Telephone, my position went to corporate.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Who's 7D talking to? Because my husband just tried cauliflower pizza this weekend. And I don't know if she was talking to me because we had talked about that.
Did we talk about that? Was it last week with Deep South that 7D was in the conversation?
Might have been.
Because she was talking about the cauliflower pizza crust. No, we haven't.
Yeah.
I saw some recipes today, but I haven't tried it yet.
Well, my daughter-in-law and son-in-law, excuse me, are on keto, and this weekend they made cauliflower pizza, and my husband tried it, and he really liked it. So that was a shocker.
I'm willing to give it a shot.
With the cauliflower pizza shop?
Yeah.
I saw some recipes today. So
You just can't expect the texture of bread,
Right.
But it's good. It tastes really good.
Okay.
Cammie says she's at that age where it's hard to sleep. I don't know what age that is, but I think I'm there.
Oh, was it Jatan who asked where I got my fruit trees? I got most of them through Stark Brothers and a couple of them from Burnt Ridge Nursery way out in Washington, which wasn't the smart way to buy because you should buy them from your own area. But Paul Gauchi from Back to Eden Garden recommended this place, and their prices were good, so I went ahead and ordered some from them as well. They all did pretty good. He didn't accuse you of poisoning him. Yeah, he usually does try. Well, see, I didn't cook it. My daughter-in-law did, and he has a lot more grace sometimes with my daughter-in-law than he might have with his wife. Like he thinks I'm trying to poison him when I give him something healthy. So he said he would try it, and he did, and he said it was really good. And he said, now you have my permission to make me cauliflower pizza. So
Daryl, how far
I
are
will.
you from Charm, Ohio? Oh. He's checking. Andy, thank you for stopping.
Bye, Andy.
Andy does some very good art, woodwork. He had 3 plaques last week in the benefit.
Yes, I've seen him he's had them in a couple of auctions I saw. Yeah, they're nice.
Just over an hour.
Yeah.
That's over in Amish area.
Charm?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have heard of it.
Yeah. It's great.
That way.
Close to Walnut Creek, New Philadelphia,
okay, cool.
Dover.
Yep. 21 grandkids. Oy vey. How many children do you have, Cammie, that you have 21 grandkids? Hi, Mary.
Now, was that today that the kids were doing the
drone?
We're at your house?
Yes, where the thing was flying up in the air.
Well, I would think you'd be exhausted tonight.
But I forget when it was, last spring, I think, or fall. Elizabeth, B Lady, sent those she sent us 3. One for Celia, one for Kayleen, one for me.
Oh, that's great.
And they're supposed to be for outside, but obviously.
Well, I know my grandkids wear me out, so I'm surprised you're still going at 10:45 at night after having your 3 grandkids there today.
Yeah.
BC, Thank you for stopping in.
Thank you, June. I see that about the foil.
BC truck, get yourself to bed. Get some sleep. Oh, pen pal, cool. Oh, that would be great. Simple Rugged Path. Just let us know and we can meet. I love going to Amish country. But just let us know.
We go several times a year because Lancaster, Pennsylvania is only like 2 hours from us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's got a very large population of Amish there.
Yeah, well, we haven't been up to Pennsylvania. What? We went to Virginia. Mm-hmm. Did we? Yeah. And then we went to Poconos, but that's it.
Yeah.
Well, we told Tommy and Patty Alderman we'd take them up to Pennsylvania with us when they come up our way because Patty wants to see the Amish.
Cool.
How close are you to Hagerstown?
Hagerstown, I want to say an hour and a half. That would be my guess. I'd have to look it up to be sure.
There's a racetrack there that I'm familiar with.
Yeah, I met an Amish friend that we went to their house. There's an Amish restaurant in our town that they come down from Pennsylvania on the weekend to be waitresses at. And I just asked this waitress we had, I said, can you tell me of a good campground up in Pennsylvania, up in Lancaster County? And her response to me was, oh, just come stay at our house, just like that, without even knowing us. And I wasn't going to do that, and I thanked her, and then she gave me the name of a campground. But I kept thinking about it, and I asked her later, I said, could we stop in and visit? Because I would be so interested in seeing how you live. And she said, absolutely. So we did go, and we visited the house a few times and got to be friendly with them. And it was pretty interesting.
Cool. Oh, wow. Through school. That elementary school. That is awesome. My older son, when he was in 5th grade, he got a pen pal that was in the service. A lady that I used to work with at the phone company, her son was in the service. And when he came home on leave one time, he wanted to meet my son. Well, my son's name is Robert, but we call him Robbie. His pen pal name is Robert. They call him Robbie. And he went to my Robbie's school to surprise him. And lo and behold, come to find out that the 5th grade teacher that my Robbie had that year was the same 5th grade teacher the other Robbie had when he was at this elementary school. And they kept in touch for quite a few years. So I think it's cool that you have a pen pal like that.
That's great. Yeah. Nice story.
Mm-hmm. Shipshawana. That's a mouthful, isn't it? I'm assuming that's Pennsylvania, Vicki? Shipshawana. Pennsylvania has some weird names for some cities. Some really weird names.
Well, I think that maybe we better just start closing her down here this evening.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been fun. Thank you
It has.
for inviting me in.
Susie, thank you so much for
Thank you, Coco. I thought it was Pennsylvania.
for jumping in here this evening.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Apparently, the other folks that are on a vacation, and where they went, they have no internet.
Oh, that would be a problem.
So that's kind of last minute type thing, and we certainly appreciate you doing that. And,
You're welcome.
You've been a very very gracious guest, I guess. Am I saying this correctly? Am I politically correct here? Okay, good. But I still took this silly strap off my head, so
Mine fell off. Your chin strap.
my chin strap.
Thank you, everyone.
Yes, everybody, thank you for stopping. All the moderators, thank you so much. Who am I forgetting?
That's about it. All
about
those
it.
that called in, appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone.
Everybody that called in, thank you.
If anybody has any video editing questions or computer questions, Daryl will be on tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Yep, we'll do that again tomorrow night.
Same bat time.
And-
no, it's not same bat time. Same bat
And
channel.
BanDana's my favorite student right now.
Yeah,
All right.
He likes my theories, I think.
that's
So-
right.
so-
He wants to know why they're not here.
All right, everybody have a good evening, great week, and if we don't see you tomorrow night, we'll see you next Monday night.
That's right.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.